Jai Hind students. Today we'll be discussing about the second part of HCF and LCM. I am Sub-Lieutenant Arun Ganachari. So this HCF and LCM is mainly helpful for your CDS exam, AFCAT exam and CAPF exam. It is also helpful for Navy SSR students, Navy MR students and Air Force Y group students. Especially these groups, I'll be solving the questions keeping in mind these exams. So please watch. If you have not watched the first part, go to our channel and watch the first part before starting the second part. In this session, we'll be understanding the relation between the HCF and LCM. We'll be moving on to the core concept of HCF and LCM, the new type of questions which are being asked using the concept of ratio in HCF and LCM. We'll also look at the remainder concepts, and we'll all solve the previous year questions with respect to these three sections. I'll make sure that you guys are 100% ready for your examination. Okay, we'll solve all kind of problems related to it. So please do watch the video till the end and subscribe the channel if you are new to the channel. Okay, let's move on to the first concept of today's discussion. We'll understand this formula. Product of two numbers is equal to their HCF into LCM. Let's take the example of two numbers. Let us consider 8 and 12 as your number. Let us find the HCF and LCM of this. 4 is common in between them, so I'll directly divide it by 4. 4 2s are 4 3s are. So nothing is common after that. So your HCF is basically 4 and your LCM is 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 3. 24. So your LCM is 24. Now look at the numbers. I'll teach you one important concept here. Your HCF will divide both the numbers. Your HCF is dividing 8. Your HCF is also dividing the 12. And your numbers will in turn divide your LCM. So 8 is dividing 24 as well as 12 is dividing 24. This is the main concept here. Try to understand this. Your HCF will divide the given numbers and the given numbers will divide your LCM. So whenever you get confused as to finding the LCM when HCF is given in the questions, then you can use this trick. I'll teach you how to use this trick also. Now let's understand what we are trying to get here. If let's take the same numbers 8 and 12, we got the HCF as 8 and HCF as 1 second. We got the HCF as 4 and LCM as 24. Okay. Now understand this. If we multiply these numbers, that is 8 into 12, we are getting what is 8 to 96. And if we multiply your HCF into LCM, that is 24 into 4, we are getting the same number, that is 96. That means the relation that is the product of two numbers, any given two numbers if they are given. If we multiply those two numbers, we'll get back to our HCF and LCM. So understand this concept. Using this concept, they have asked a lot of questions using this concept. So we'll deal with these kind of questions. This was asked in 2012. I think it is a pretty straightforward question here. What is the product of HCF and LCM of 18 and 15? The numbers given here are, first number is 18 and your second number is 15. We want the product of HCF and LCM. We know according to the formula that product of HCF and LCM is equal to number 1 into number 2. So if you multiply 18 into 15, we'll get the answer as 270. Okay. Direct questions in AFCAT, especially these kind of questions are asked, which can be solved in hardly 5 to 10 seconds. Okay. So mark your number and move forward. What I want you guys to do is, whenever I give you new sum, I want you guys to pause your video like the sum here. Try to do it yourself. If you are not able to do it, then again play it back. I'll be solving the number. Okay? Try along with me. Keep improving along with me. Now let's understand this question. The LCM of two numbers is given as 2376. Always make it a habit of writing the given. If you are very weak in mathematics, this is the way to move forward. Write down whatever is given, then try to solve the thing. The LCM is given as 2376 and the HCF is given as 33. If one of the numbers is given as 297, let's take one number as 297, then the other number is, understand this, Formula is basically, if we want our second number, the relation is number 1 into number 2 is equal to H into L. That is your HCF into LCM. So if we want number 2, then it will go in the division. Then it is HCF into LCM divided by number 1. Let us substitute whatever we have. We have what? HCF as 33 and your LCM as 2376 divided by your number is 297. Now let's understand this. Whenever they give you numbers like this, don't panic, and none of the options have decimal points. So it is obvious that 297 will be cancelling out your 2376. You just need to figure out which number it will be which multiple it will be. Here, let's understand this using unit digit concept. Here the last digit is 7, here the last digit is 6. You will get 6 in 7's table only at the multiple of 8. That is 7 8s it is 56. Understanding this? So by this logic, let us multiply 297 by 8. If we multiply 297 by 8, 8 7s it is 56, 8 9s it is 72, 72 plus 5 is 77, 8 2s are 16, 16 plus 7 is 2376. Did we get back to our number? Using unit digit concept, we can almost eliminate lot of multiples. I'll teach you how we are eliminating this. Here the last digit was 7, here the last digit was 6, and we looked at the options and none of the options had decimal points. So we knew that it will cancel out. Okay. Now 297 ones are and 297 eights are. Do we need to multiply again 33 into 8? Don't do that. Just multiply the unit part. Unit digit part is your number here. 3 here and 8 here. If we multiply 3 and 8, your last digit has to contain 4. Whatever is the rest of the part, don't worry. Here, only one option has the last digit as 4. So, mark that option. Using this type of thing, I see a lot of people running behind the tricks and all. Tricks are there. There are tricks in almost all the sums. But remember, examiner is also evolving along with you guys. So as soon as we find some tricks, examiner will move on to the next type of concepts. So what I am trying to say is you can save your time using your calculation. Make sure you are very good at your calculation. That will help you save a lot of time. Here we multiplied only the unit digit and we got to know 8 3s is 24. That is your last digit has to be 4. And we looked at the options. There was only one digit which has unit digit as 4. Especially in CDS and CAPF, these kind of things are given. Your options are very easy. UPSC, make sure that your options are very easy. If you multiply the unit digit, you'll get an answer. Sometimes you need to go a step further, but usually it will be the case. I hope you guys are understanding. If you're not following, then pause, rewind it back, watch it again. If you still don't get it, then you can always comment in our comment section. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now understand, this is a bit variation of the same sum. HCF and LCM of two natural numbers are 12 and 72 respectively. HCF is given as 12 and LCM is given as 72. What is the difference between the numbers? Now they want the difference between the numbers. What is the difference between the numbers? If one of its number is 24, let us say one number is given as 24, what will be the difference between the two numbers? How to solve this? Same concept. We will first find the second number. Second number formula was h into L divided by first number as we did in the last sum. So your HCF was 12, your LCM was 72. When we divided by 24, that was your first number. We'll get the second number, that is 24 ones are 24 threes are 3 12s are, it is 36. Now we just need to figure out what is the difference between 36 and 24. The difference between 36 and 24 is, well, obviously, okay, very easy kind of sums. Once you understand the concepts, you can do all kind of variations of this. So try to understand the concepts properly first. Invest a lot of your time in understanding concept. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next example. Check the thing here. The LCM of two numbers is 12 times their HCF. Yeah, it is one type of different type of sum. LCM is equal to 12 times of HCF. Can I write it like this? LCM is 12 times their HCF. The sum of the LCM and HCF is given. The sum of HCF and LCM is given as 403. If one of the numbers is 93, one number is given as 93 and they want us to find out the other number. That is, they want us to find out the number 2. Conceptually, we can do a lot of things. I'll explain you through formula because I don't want you guys to get confused. Conceptually, we'll be doing it in the next next discussion, I'll put up one more video where we'll look into the conceptual core part of it and how to minimize our time in these things. First, I want to get your concepts clarified. If we get your concepts clarified, then we'll be able to use lot of shortcuts. So do watch the next video. So here it is. LCM is given as 12 into HCF. So HCF, let us write it as it is. LCM can be written as 12 into HCF. That is your 12H 403. If I add 12 and 1, then it will be 13 times of HCF is equal to 403. Now directly cancel out. 13 ones are 13 3s is 39 and 1 is remaining. Your HCF is 31. Now we got the HCF as 31. All you need to do is find out the second number. Second number formula will remain the same. Second number formula is HCF into LCM divided by your first number. Here HCF is 31. LCM is 12 times of HCF. That is, it can be written as 12 into 31. I hope I'm not wrong here. If we divide it by the first number, that is your 93. 31 ones are 31 3s are 3 ones are 3 4s are. Again, we are back to the 31 into 4. Here also we can do the last digit 4 into 1, that is 4, but we have two options which has last digit as 4. So what I'll do is I'll basically 4 into 1 is 4. I'll multiply this. 4 into 3 is 12. 124. This is the best way to do this. I'll teach you one more way in how we can do this. I'll repeat the solution what we have did. Then I'll teach you one more way. LCM was given as 12 times of HCF. HCF plus LCM was given as 403. We substituted L as 12 into H. So 13H is 403. H is 31. First number was given as 93. When we have HCF and when we have first number, we can directly find out the second number. This is how we did it. What is one more way? As I pointed out, your 31, that your HCF has to divide all your both the numbers. Here both the numbers is 93 and one more number has to be in your option. So as soon as you find your HCF, you can check the options which will divide these numbers. 31 will divide 124 or no. If you checked it, then it is dividing. It is not dividing 128. 31 you will not get 128 in 31 stable. You will not get 134 in 31 stable. You will not get 138 in 31 stable. This is also one more way of doing it. As I pointed out, your HCF has to divide your given numbers. That is the core concept. Understand this. If you are not getting this, I'll repeat it again. Do it again with different sums in the next video. But if you are not getting it, then there is always formula method for you guys. But this will save a lot of time. Understand this. Your HCF has to divide given numbers, so we'll keep on checking with the given numbers. That is one more very efficient way. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next sum. This is very similar. I'll just write the starting part. I hope you guys can do it. Solve it properly and comment your answers in the comment section. I'll respond back. LCM is given as 90 times their HCF, 90 into H. The sum of LCM and HCF is given as 1456. If one of the number is given as 160, they want us to find out the second number. This is very similar to the sum what we did last time. That's why I keep on repeating to the students, solve previous year questions. Solve previous year questions. At least 25 to 35% of your questions will come from the previous year concepts. They can't keep on removing new questions every time. They have to stick to the basics. They have to ask questions which are previously asked also. Some concepts will be repeated, and sometimes in every exam, especially in CDS and CAPF, what we have seen is at least 3 to 4 questions related to aptitude will repeat as it is, including your options. So make sure you solve your previous year questions. We did this sum. We did very similar sum. So I want you guys to try. I want you guys to comment your answer in the comment section. Second digit. Okay. I think this was all related to your HCF and LCM's relation with two other numbers. Now let's move on to the next part. The next part is your remainder concept. Let's understand the remainder concept first. There are two basic formulas. I want you guys to memorize these formulas. Don't run behind all the tricks and all. Very easy concepts are given. Straight away they have given you the formula. Understand, do 3 to 4 sums on these concepts. You'll get the hang of it. These are very simple sums. Whenever we get least number in the question, they will not specify should we find HCF or should we find LCM. If we get least number, then use LCM. when we get divided by, use LCM. These are the two keywords you have to listen or read in your question. The first keyword is least number, the second keyword is divided by. If we get these two keywords, that means we have to find out LCM. In HCF, it will be greatest number and divided by will be replaced by divides. Okay? These are the two keywords when we are doing HCF. The keywords for LCM are least number and divided by. I hope I am clear here. If you are writing in your copy, then I want you guys to copy these two formulas here. The least number, which when divided by x, y and z, leaving remainders a, b, c respectively, is given by. The difference between the two formula is, here the remainder is same. Here we have three different numbers when they are divided by three different numbers. The same thing here. Let us say we have LCM of 8 is 4. If I divide 8 by 4, then I'll get what? 0 as the remainder. But in some cases, there will be some remainder. They will give question as it is, as the concept is given. We'll do one or two sums, you'll understand. If they have given different remainders, then try to subtract that remainder from it. Let us, there will be a constant called as P. We'll divide the first number, we'll subtract the remainder from the first number, remainder from the second number, third remainder from the third number. We'll get, it will be always constant. We'll find the LCM of the given numbers, then we'll subtract the P from it. I'll do one sum, you'll understand it better. If the remainder is same, then we'll find the LCM of x, y, z, and then we'll add that remainder. Let us solve one sum, you'll understand. What is the least number, which when divided by 42, 72 and 84 leaves the remainders 25, 55 and 67 respectively. What I want you guys to do is, first we'll find out the difference, that is your constant P. 42 minus 25, this should be equal to 72 minus 55, and this should be equal to 84 minus 67. If we subtract it, constantly it will appear as 70. Very easy thing. 42 minus 25 is also 17, 72 minus 55 is also 17, 84 minus 67 is also 17. Now, what they want you guys to do is, they want you to find the LCM. Here the trick, the keyword was least number. As it was given least number, we need to find the LCM. So, let us find the LCM between 42, 72 and 84. If we divide directly by, I think we can directly divide it by, okay, let's try with the simple ones only. If we divide it by 2, then it will be 21, 36 and 42. We need to divide it by directly 3 again. 3 7s are, 3 12s are, 3 14s are. Now let's divide it by 7. 7 1s are, 12 as it is, 7 2s are. Let's divide finally by 2. 2 1s are, 6 and 1. So our LCM is, let's find out, 2 3 side is 6. 6 into 6, 36. 36 into 2. It is 72. 72 into 7 is 1 2 14, 504. Now, according to the formula, when the remainders are different, we'll find the LCM of the numbers, that is x, y, z. Then we'll subtract the P. P matlab here the constant thing which was remaining. Here the constant thing is 17. We have found out the LCM. Let's subtract that 17 from it. We'll get the answer as 487. I hope I'm clear here. This was one of the question. We are doing this with respect to your remainder concept. When the remainders are different for different numbers, you have to look for clue whether it is HCF ka problem or LCF ka problem. If it is least number is given, then it means you have to find out the LCM. We'll first subtract the remainders from our given numbers, and we got the constant as 17. Then we found out the LCM of the numbers. Then we subtracted that constant remainder from the LCM. So we got our answer as 487. Very easy concept. Just read that whatever formula is given, then apply it. You get straightforward questions. Don't need to panic here. Very similar to that, we have remainder concept for our HCF. As I pointed out, greatest number, the trick will be greatest number, and the one more clue will be divide. If we get different remainders, then we have to subtract those remainders from the numbers, then we find out the HCF. If the remainder is same, then we have to subtract the remainder from that same remainder from the numbers, and we have to find the HCF. I'll solve one more question, you'll understand. Pause it. If you are writing it, pause it, then write the thing, then we can move further. Find the greatest number which will divide 400, 435, 541, leaving 9, 10 and 14 as remainder respectively. Here the remainders are different, so if we are finding the HCF, how did I know we are finding the HCF? We looked at the greatest number clue. So 400 minus it is 9 is one number, 435 minus 10 is one more number, 541 minus 14 is one more number. So 400 minus 9 is your 391, 435 minus 10 is 425, and then 541 minus 14 is 527. We need to find the HCF of these numbers. As I explained, your HCF has to compulsorily divide these numbers. So we'll look at the options one by one, whether they will divide or no. Whatever number divides all the three numbers, that is your HCF. And HCF matlab highest. We'll start with the highest number. Whatever the options are, go with the highest number first. Okay. So highest here is 19. Will 19 divide 391? Divide karke dekh lo. 19 two side is. Will 19 divide your 391? 19 2 is 38, 1 remains 11. So it is not divisible, we'll get a decimal point. That's not your number. Let's look at another number. Let's look at 17. Will 17 divide 391? 17 2 are 34, 5 remains 51, 17 3 are 51. So 17 is dividing 391. We need to check for other numbers also. We'll check whether 17 divides 425. 17 2s are 34, 85 remains, 17 5s are 85. I think it will divide that also. Let's check for 527. 527 divided by 17, 17 3s are 51, 17 remains. So it will divide that also. So 17 is your answer. We did with a very simple clue. The clue was we checked the highest number which will divide all our given numbers. Our given numbers were 391, 425 and 527. We checked with the highest options. Why did we start with the highest option? We started with the highest option because we are finding out the HCF. That is your greatest number. I hope I am being clear here. Take a pause of 10-15 minutes if you are feeling hectic here. Then we'll move on to the next and last part of today's discussion, that is your concept of ratio. Very simple concept. Let's understand what is this. Product of two numbers, as we pointed out, first into second is your HCF into LCM. We have derived this discussion. I have given you examples also how it is correct. We have used it in your previous year questions also. Now let's understand the concept of ratio here. Let's go back and take your same example, that is 8 and 12. Your HCF was 4 and your LCM was 24. Now the first number is 8. Can I write this first number 8 as 4 into 2? Your second number was 12. Can I write your second number as 4 into 3? It simply means, what is your 4? 4 is your HCF. Okay. So I can write your numbers as multiple of HCF like this, HCF into X and HCF into Y, where X and Y are ratios of the numbers. If you find out the ratio of 8 and 12, we'll get 2 is to 3. So 2 is to 3 here, 2 is to 3 here are ratios of the number. Understand this. Your HCF has to divide 8 and 12. So HCF has to be one of the factors of your numbers, given numbers. So this can be written as, your first number can be written as HCF into X and your second number can be written as HCF into Y, where X and Y are your ratios. Understand this. If you are clear with this, I'll rewrite this. One second, let me erase all of this. Okay, I'll try to rewrite here. First number can be written as HCF into X according to our formula, and second number can be written as HCF into Y. Let's leave your HCF as it is and your LCM also as it is. Let's erase this part also because I need space to write the further part. Okay. Now can I cancel out one HCF here? If I cancel out one HCF, then it will be what? HCF into X into Y is equal to LCM. This is one relation. I want you guys to note this one. Or the ratio of the numbers, that is your x into y, can be written as LCM into, sorry, LCM divided by LCM. This is one more relation. I want you guys to note on these two relations because these two are very, very important and we'll use them in your future examples. We will use them. The ratio of two numbers is given as 2:5. Understand this? The ratio, that is your x is to y, is given as 2:5. The HCF of the numbers is 14 and the LCM is given as 140. Understand this here. HCF is given as 14 and LCM is given as 140. So the numbers, what will be your numbers? As I pointed out, your first number can be written as HCF into x and your second number can be written as HCF into y. Here the first number was 14 into 2, that is 28. Second number was 14, HCF 14, your ratio was 5. So 14 into 5 can be written as 70. So if we have HCF and if we have the ratio of the numbers, we can directly find out the numbers without doing anything with respect to LCM. LCM was given just as a part of your distraction. Very similar sum. I want you guys to take it as homework and put up your answers in the comment section. Let's move on to the next part, next question. The LCM of two numbers is given as 420. The LCM is given as 420. And the numbers are in the ratio x is to y is given as 5 is to 6. We'll use the second formula, which is written here. We'll use this formula here. Your HCF into the ratio of number, that is x into y, is equal to LCM. We'll use this formula. We don't know the HCF. Let's keep it as x only. X value of x is given as 5 and value of y is given as 6. LCM is given as 420. Let's multiply 5, 6, it is 30. 0 will get cancelled with 0. 3 ones are 3, 14s are. So your HCF can be written as 14 if we know the HCF and we know the ratio of the numbers. So your first number will be 14 into 5, that is 70. And your second number will be 14 into 6, that is 84. I hope I am being clear here. These are the new kind of sums which are asked in, especially in the new pattern of the AFCAT and CDS as well. So try to understand the concept here. If we have HCF and if we have the ratio of the numbers, we can easily find out the numbers. Let's move on to the last example of today's discussion. The sum of the two numbers is given as 24. Whatever is the data, try to write it. Once you write it, you will be able to solve it better. The sum of the two numbers is 24. HCF of the numbers is given as 8. LCM is 16. Then find the sum of the inverses of these numbers. They want us to find 1 upon 1 plus first number, so 1 upon second number. They want us to first find out the inverse of the numbers, then add the inverses. So let's solve the example here. In these kind of examples, solving by conventional method will take a lot of time. I put up this example in the last slide just because I wanted to convey one thing here. If we look at the numbers very closely, if we look at what you have written in a mathematical form very closely, you'll understand that your numbers are 8 and 16 itself. Let's start. Let's assume 8 and 16 as your numbers. Sum of 8 and 16 is 24. That holds true. If 8 and 16 are the numbers, then your HCF is 8 ones are 8 twos are. Your HCF is 8 and your LCM is 2 ones are 2 ones are. So your LCM is 8 into 2, that is 16. Your HCF is 8. Sorry. Your HCF is 8. So understand this. If we look at closely at the numbers, your numbers are itself 8 and 16. All you need to do is find the sum. 1 by 8, first number is 1 by 8, second number is 1 by 16. Here also we can do with this method. Take 16 as the LCM, 8 twos are, 16 ones are. So it is 2 plus 1, that is 3. So your sum of the inverses is 3 by 16. I hope I am being clear here. If you have any doubts regarding anything, you can always message to our WhatsApp number as well. If you have any specific doubt related to this slides or examples being taken, you can always comment in the comment section. And I want you guys to solve the questions which I have given as the homework and put your answers in the comment section. We'll check it whether it is correct or wrong. If we miss out on something, we will come back in the next video. the next video I will try to solve all the last 2 years previous year questions of CDS and AFCAT. So stay connected with us, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thank you.